is a clue that there is going to be turbulence the rest of the book with families. The law of first mention, the first family that's mentioned is dysfunctional, and all the way throughout the rest of the book we see turbulence, we see rape, we see molestation, we see drunken fathers, we see ungrateful sons, we see the impediments of people who dress themselves up like prostitutes and slept with their father-in-law to get pregnant to produce children. If the Bible were to be cinematic, it would at least be rated R. At least rated R, because God is honest and vivid about the fact that life is messy. It's complicated. That's why you ought not to covet your neighbor, because you're standing on the outside, and on the outside every family looks good and stable and solid and sane, and part of your pain comes from your comparison, because you wish that your family were more like them. But if you went inside the house, you would find out that they are not everything that you thought that they were. And maybe you better deal with the devil you know than the devil you don't. Family is tough. I would rather build a church any day than build a family. I would rather build a business any day than build a family. I would rather lay block than build a family, because block don't have an opinion. Block don't talk back. It stays where you put it. Come on, somebody. But raising a family, see, every block got a mouth, and every mouth has an opinion, and every opinion has to be expressed, and it is your job to hold together all of these different opinions and personalities and attitudes and dispositions and mood swings and midlife crisis and menopause and adolescence. You got to hold it together for a long time. There is no retiring from your family. There is no resigning from your family. You will always be attached to them. Don't believe your divorce papers. Just because you signed a release doesn't mean you're out of jail. Because the first time trouble rises, the first time they have a car wreck, the first time they get sick, the first time they get in trouble, they're going to call you, and it's going to affect you. I know you said you don't care and it don't bother you, but you're going to have flashbacks because you got a brain, and you're going to have where are the real people at? Are y'all sitting in the section over here? Flashback. Have you ever had a flashback? You broke up, but you still got a flashback, and you're a little worried, but you can't call, and you tell yourself you don't care, but you do, and you're walking around in the middle of the night with that little sick feeling in the bottom of your stomach, because your stomach won't listen at your head and disconnect from the fact that you are still connected. Though you are free on paper, you are still bound by experience, and families are messy business. We live in a time now that everybody wants everything quick. Quick love. Immediate gratification. I'm going to talk about some stuff you don't know about because you grew up on instant grits. But I remember when grits weren't instant. So what you call good grits, I just call gritty. Because real grits are slow cooked. Come on, talk to me, somebody. Real grits are slow cooked, take a long time to get the grits right. But that stuff y'all throwing in the microwave that you call grits is not really grits, because if you want something to have real flavor, you got to slow cook it. You got to put it on a smoker. You got to give it some time. You can't cook collard greens in 15 minutes. It takes time to cook green. You got to put the meat in and let it boil down and let it thicken up and let it get a little flavor in it. Come on, somebody, you got to cut your greens and wash your greens and add them in at the right time and then cover them up and let it cook down. Let all the juices cook down till you can't tell the greens from the broth. And see, we don't have time for that. We want instant sons and instant fathers and instant marriages. Listen, it takes 30 minutes to have a wedding. But it may take 30 years to have a marriage. And most of us, if we don't get what we need when we need it, like we need it in the style that we need it, in our love language, we're out of there. And all of these love languages sound like the United Nations to me. How am I supposed to know what your love language is? I'm still trying to figure out what my love language is. And when your love language and my love language and then the kids' love language gets in there, it sounds like the day of Pentecost. Touch me. No, give me space. Acknowledge me. No, don't make me stand up in front of people. Shut up! The family started before the church. God knew he had to slow cook it because it was going to take a long time to get that right. He didn't even bring up the church to the New Testament, but he started the family way back in the book of Genesis because he said, this is slow grits. We got to cook it real slow because the brothers are going to get jealous. And brothers do get jealous. They're going to murder, and they're going to kill, and they're going to be envious, some vocally, some silently. But it takes a long time to have a family. And we're in trouble. Our communities are in trouble. Our nation is in trouble and our world is in trouble, but all of it is only because our families are in trouble. How can you have a strong community and a weak family? You must understand that the community is made up of families. It is in your family that you learn authority, that you learn order, that you have protocol, that you have used to. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm old folky. Used to have discipline. That's where you learn your art, your skill, your talent, your rules, your regulation. What time to go to bed? It's 9 o'clock. Go to bed. Go to bed. Clean your room. Wash your drawers. Clean yourself up in case you have a wreck. Never did understand what a wreck had to do with clean drawers. He dead, but he has
provision. Provision. Say provision. Pro means before. Visere, it means to see before. Provision, God sees the need before you have the need, and he provides for it already. He already saw it. The moment that he assigned the zygote, a fertilized egg in a woman's uterus, before he assigned the egg to the uterus, he already put the provisions in that uterus, connected it by an umbilical cord to that embryo. And there, everything that that baby needs for that environment is already provided. Its feeding system, its excavation system, everything is already provided. Acres of diamond. The richness of vitamins and minerals already provided. And not only does the mother's uterus provide everything that the baby needs, if the mother has a need while she's pregnant, if a woman breaks her toe while she's pregnant, stem cells from the baby will rush into her blood cell system and start rushing and sending repair agents to her feet. See, when God does it, it's a two-way street. You bless your children, they'll turn around and bless you. He's already prophesying from the womb. I'm just telling you. Go look it up. It's true. And he's given us acres on the inside of us. You carry something. You're carriers, but you got to have eyes to see. Eyes to be able to discern that there's something up under here. There's something up under here. Wouldn't it be a shame for you to live in poverty all of your life only to discover that your house was sitting on oil? There's an oil mine. Oil flows. It's designed to flow. Money is not designed to sit. The reason that we call it currency means running. It's designed to move. Economies get in trouble when money sits. That's why governments will send out stimulus. They got to move it. If it sits, the culture goes bad. The economy tanks. You carry a gold mine in you, diamond mines in you. This is an incubator for creativity. And out of it, it's amazing. Your acres of diamonds is your gift of creativity that's in your life. You don't even discover that is an acre of diamond until God restricts your resources and you have to get really creative. You don't know what you can do until you've got to do it. And when you start praying, saying, God, I've run into a dead end. I've run into a brick wall here. And I want you to understand that life is like a maze. And you go down one thing and you bump into that. That doesn't mean quit and give up.